With Shredder's new plan started, will the Turtles be able to stomp him? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then narrate it dramatically back to you. All alterations of the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. The Turtles have finally returned home after their battle in an alternate dimension, and they've gotten back to training. With the training complete, Leo tells the group that it's time for dinner, and Mikey stops them all. Guys? Behind them is someone in a weird coat, jumping and yelling, "Hiya!" He jumps and he tells them, mutant tadpoles. You fancy yourselves ninja, perhaps? Shall we find out what skills you have, tadpoles? They start battling against him, only to be knocked away and blocked. He then takes Donatello's bow and he snaps it in half, asking the Turtles if they've heard of the Filipino art of Kali. He then begins to beat up all four of them with the broken pieces of Donatello's bow. Then, flipping the bow around, he pretends it's a gun. Bang bang! You are all dead. Such dreadful students. I pity the teacher that trained you so poorly. And would that teacher be the old decrepit rat hiding in the church? Then, in a puff of smoke, he vanishes. The Turtles all panic. He knows about Splinter in the church. They start trying to chase this new enemy, and a note points them down to the streets where the enemy is waiting. He beats them all back, and he jumps into the sewers and runs off away from them. Leo tells his brothers that they've got him now, but the enemy just starts to beat on them again, calling Leo predictable. And then he demonstrates the nerve strikes that he has, and he drops all of the Turtles again, and then he runs off again. The Turtles give chase, and they all end up in the graveyard outside of the church, where they lose sight of their target, and then he shows up again, beating them back again. Over and over, this enemy beats them, and then he runs into the church where the Turtles follow, and once he has another weapon, Donnie jumps back in as well. Once the enemy drops all of the other Turtles, only Donnie remains, and he is furious. You may have caught us off guard, I'll give you that, but now we're in our home, our dojo. We shall see, the enemy says, smiling. My father gave me that bow staff that you broke, Donnie says, as he clashes with the enemy. And he told me something. This staff is no better or no worse than any other, my son. What matters most is honor and the skills of the one who wields it. The rest of the Turtles get back up and the enemy stares them all down. So you all have courage after all. Our game ends now. I am done playing with you. The time has come for me to call on your master, Leo tells him, over our dead bodies. And the enemy removes his mask, telling them, I can only respond with I am honored, my sons. Everyone is shocked to see that they were fighting Splinter this whole time. True balance comes from not only learning, but unlearning. You have each mastered the fighting styles that I have taught you, but as our fights have shown us, our enemies will not always attack in predictable ways. So open your heart and your minds as our real training begins here tonight. We must prepare ourselves. Meanwhile, over in Japan, Shredder and his daughter are digging up a grave, and once they open it, they find Kitsune. He then returns to the city where he stands over it, informing Kitsune of the reason she was revived. Their rivals, the Savant, have a new leader, and to prevent them from taking what rightfully belongs to the Foot Clan, it is now time to embrace their destiny. Casey and Raph go to check on Casey's abusive father, where they find themselves being jumped by the Foot Clan. They are quickly overwhelmed and Casey is dropped. Seeing his friend fall, Raph shouts out, Casey! But then he is overwhelmed himself and they throw him into the back of their van. Inside we see Kirei, Shredder's daughter, and she informs him that they are about to drown him. Raph breaks out of his bindings, jumping at them, and then he takes his size and using his shell, he backs out the back door, breaking it open and falling into the river. The Foot Clan inform Kirei that Raph is gone, and she tells them, yes, all is going according to plan. Raph quickly gets into the lair where he informs the family that they got Casey! Splinter tells him to calm down, they need to know what happened, but Raph tells him, no time! We gotta go save Casey! Everyone gets Raph to explain, and then he tells everyone, let's go! Right now! Leo tells him to calm down. Running in head first is not the answer, and they argue until Splinter separates them and tells them both to calm down. Then they drive to the docks to scope out the situation, and that's where they see Kirei and Alopex. Raph argues that they need to get down there, and Leo argues that they should figure out a plan of attack. And that's when Shredder himself shows up. Leo says, damn, and Splinter agrees, damn indeed. Meanwhile, out on the streets, Angel ramps on April's window asking what the Turtles are doing here. They're friends with Casey, right? She's actually an old friend of Casey's and she knows about the Turtles, so April gives up the information that Casey is in trouble. Angel tells April to wait here and she begins to walk towards the docks. While over at the docks, Shredder looks at Casey and then turns around. I know you are out there, Hamato Yoshi. Why do you hide? And then he leans over, picking up Casey and stabs him in the gut. Your comrade is severely wounded. Raph leaps off of the rooftop and he finds himself quickly surrounded by the Foot Clan. While pushing them back, he shouts, that bastard stabbed Casey! I'm gonna kill him! But while they are busy, Mikey and Donnie swim up from the water and they climb onto the dock next to Shredder himself. They start fighting it out with him and Leo sees that they might be in trouble, so he runs over only to be jumped by Alopex. While all of this is going on, Angel sneaks in and helps Casey Jones back up, and as she drags him off, Donnie, Mikey, Mikey and her all begin to escape while Splinter grabs Raph, telling him, "Quell your anger." As Leo begins to follow his family, Karai hits him with a tranq dart, dropping him. When the rest of the family makes it to the van, that's when they realize that Leo's not with them. He didn't get out. They have another problem. Casey is going to die if they don't get him to the hospital. With no other options, they drive to the hospital, and while this is going on, Leo is being carried off to the Foot Clan's headquarters. While Casey is in surgery, Leo ends up in a form of that of his own. Katsuni walks over to the unconscious turtle to use her magics to do surgery on Leo's mind. She wants to uncover his eyes. She wants to rewrite his history. She wants to show him true ultimate salvation. She then shows him that in the beginning, there was an evil rat, the one that was torturing Leo with training meant to break him down, until Shredder saved him. Leo ran from the evil rat, and it dropped him off of a building where Shredder once again saved him. Over and over this happens as Shredder tells Leo to open up his true potential, until eventually, Shredder shows Leo the truth that he wants him to see, that Shredder is actually his sensei, and the rat is the enemy. While this is happening, Splinter and the rest of the Turtles agree to meet with Old Hobbs, a villain of theirs, because he has information on Shredder and has changed his mind. He's willing to help them out. It should be mutants versus humans, so as they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Leo wakes up next to Katsuni asking for his master, and she presents him with his mask, the old mask of Slash. Old Hobbs brings Splinter and the Turtles to what he claims to be the Foot Clan's base. None of the Turtles trust Hobbs, but Mikey is busy talking to Old Hobbs' friend, Slash. Slash is growling at Mikey, but Mikey tells him, "Chillax! Don't be so grumpy and have a candy bar." Slash eats the candy bar and likes it. Candy. Then he tells Slash that Hobbs said the Slash is staying behind, but after all of this, I'm gonna buy you a pizza, buddy. He then walks over to his brothers. Turns out Slash isn't so bad after all. He didn't try to eat me or anything. Hobbs leads the Turtles and Splinter down to the back door where he breaks the lock off and he walks them inside. He then slams the door shut, locking them inside. The lights come on and there stands Shredder, his daughter, and Alapix. "Welcome, Yoshi, to the beginning and the end." Splinter wants to know where Leo is, but Shredder explains to him that as they stand here, his ninja are pushing their hold on the city further. He will rule this city, and that Leo is no more. Splinter is stunned. This cannot be. "Hear me now, devil! If I cannot have my son, I will have your head!" He shouts as he jumps in, clashing with a sword. The sword of Leo! He is now wearing a black mask and Foot Clan armor. He then kicks Splinter in the face, taking out his blue mask and cutting it in two before throwing it at Splinter. "I am not your son anymore." Raph shouts, "Oh, hell no!" as the Turtles run in, but Leo counters each and every one of them, dropping them with extreme ease. Then, the Foot Clan arrives, surrounding them until Slash breaks through the wall. He runs in, slamming everyone around, asking Mikey for more candy. The Turtles and Slash then run out of the room and escape, and while the other Turtles are arguing with Hobbs, he explains that he delivered for everyone. He saved the Turtles and made good with the Foot Clan. Everyone likes him, right? But the true problems are only beginning, as Splinter is holding the mask of his son Leo. And this was Cityfall Part 1. Cityfall Part 2 will be joining us very soon. I'm not quite sure when, but it will be coming soon. And I hope you guys are enjoying these Turtles comic books. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you guys next time right here.